What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to some more Rucker's Yu-Gi-Oh! Content. Today, we're going to be going over the hero deck profile, and as many hero deck profiles begin, we are going to start off with some Stratos and some Shadow Mist. Both these cards are core to the deck. They're going to search out exactly what you need. And for the rest of the elemental heroes, I like to run Spirit of Neos at 2 and Honest Neos at 1. These cards both search out Polymerization or Neos Fusion, so they're both really good, as well as Honest Neos helps you beat over things like Access Code Talker. After the elemental heroes, we got some Destiny heroes. So I like to run Malicious at 2, Denier at 1. Some people run Dark Angel instead of Denier. That's totally up to you. I like having that as an extension. And then Destiny Hero Plasma is a good main deck boss monster for us. That's going to be Skill Drain on feet, and trust me, that card wins games. Speaking of winning games, Evil Hero Adusted Gold, this card alone can set you up on a board that'll be really safe to end on, just because going into Great Bane is probably one of the best cards in the deck. Moving forward, I like to run 2 Faris, 2 Increase, and 2 Vyon. This combo is honestly too good not to pass up on. Some people like to run 3 Faris and 1 Increase. I think that just makes the entire deck dead. I think there's no reason to be doing that. 2, 2, and 2 is the proper ratio, at least in my opinion. And then lastly, for the main deck, we're going to have Rainbow Dark Dragon and Elemental Hero Neos. All these cards are super important. These, of course, are just going to be your garnets to help you get into your Elemental Hero Rainbow Neos. So, moving forward, we're going to go into our spell and trap cards. First, we got 3 Elemental Hero E-Call, 1 Reinforcements of the Army, and 3 A Hero Lives. All these cards are your 1-card starters. There's no reason not to run them at max capacity. Next up, we have the fusion cards. We have 2 Polymerization. Both of them are searchable. I think that's really good to have 2 just so they're both live. And then I run 2 Super Polymerization. This card is too good not to run. Speaking of quick plays, we got 2 Mask Change. And we got 1 Miracle Fusion, 1 Dark Calling, 2 Fusion Destiny, and a Neos Fusion. All of these cards, they're super important. It's like a quarter of the entire deck, but they all help you get into the extra deck plays, which is what heroes are all about. Lastly, for the main deck, we're just going to have a couple staples. I like to run 1 Dark Ruler, 1 Raigeki, and 1 Called By. All of them are really good to see going second. Going first, not so much, but, you know, it's a hero deck. What can you do? So, that's it for the main deck. The moment you've all been waiting for. Let's get into the extra. So, for the big boss monsters of the deck, I got Rainbow Neos, Evil Hero Malicious Bane, and Destroy Phoenix Enforcer. These cards are, of course, some of the best cards Heroes has to offer. This one clears boards, this one clears boards and has protection, and this one is an eternal pop that always comes back. They're unbelievably good. They are the mascots of the deck. Speaking of, we're going to go for 1 Elemental Hero Sunrise. It's a perfect extender. I like to run Vision Hero Adoration. This card, as well as Vision Hero Trinity, are both really good generic hero cards. In fact, all of these can be summoned with just 2 generic heroes, so they're all really easy to summon. They're all really applicable in the deck, and they come up a lot. For the Miracle Fusion targets, to extend off of the Sunriser, we have Escuridao, The Shining, and Absolute Zero. All these cards are a must-have. Miracle Fusion is probably one of the best extenders in the deck, as well as all of these cards help you swing for a game really easily. For some masked heroes, I like to run the Dark and the Wind. I got Divine Wind and Dark Law. Both of them are really important. Some people like to run Acid. Me personally, I think it floods the deck up a little bit too much. But if you're trying to run Acid, then you can always swap out one of the Super Poly targets. We got Starving Venom and we got Mud Dragon. I think both these are really good to help interrupt your opponent's board. But like I said, if you're trying to run Acid, then you can always swap out the Mud Dragon. But Mud Dragon's water, so it does the same thing for Absolute Zero. Lastly, I'll just go for the links. I like to run 1 Cross Crusader because it's a +++. And over here we got Dread Decimator just for some attack point boosts. So, we're going to switch over to some test hands to see what the deck is truly capable of. But the purpose of the deck is to get through to these big boys. We got DPE, always a great end board. Malicious Edge is a really good threatening way to end our board, so these 2 alone is really strong. And Rainbow Neos going second is going to really help us swing for a game. So, let's get into the test hands. Here we have the hero deck build that we were just working with. And what we're going to do is we're going to head right on into some test hands to see exactly what we got going on for us. So let's go ahead and try it. Let's go into test hands for elemental heroes and let's see what we got. So this hand kind of sucks, I'm not going to lie. This is a brick. So let's go ahead and see what we can do playing it out. So for Vyon, Vyon's effect is going to activate, allowing us to centigrade any elemental hero. So, what we could do is send a Malicious, which is what we do ordinarily in the combo, but I'm going to send a Shadow Mist. Activate the Shadow Mist effect. It's going to let us do an additional search. So, Shadow Mist, let's search for Evil Hero Malicious Edge. And then let's keep it up. Let's use Vyon's effect to banish. That's going to let us add a Polymerization to hand. And then what I'm going to do is activate Adusted Gold's effect, which is going to add Dark Calling to hand. So, we have a lot of fusion cards in hand to start activating a couple effects. So let's go ahead and first activate Mass Change. This will allow us to go into Dark Law. Dark Law is here. And then we're going to go into Poly. And let's fuse into... Let's go Sunriser. Oh, maybe not Sunriser. Let's go into Adoration. There we go. And then we're going to go Dark Calling. Go into Great Bane by fusing Dark Law and Evil Hero in our grave. Go ahead and bring out Evil Hero Adusted Bane. And lastly, we can go ahead and go Miracle Fusion, or sorry, Neos Fusion into Rainbow Neos. So, this isn't the best end board, but it shows you exactly what we're capable of. Alrighty, folks, let's go into the second hand. Let's see what we got going for us. We got a rough hand, but we got Elemental Hero E-Call. That's going to help us bring out Stratos, which can always help remedy the hand, especially when it's not going too great. Stratos' effect will go ahead and bring us out the Vision Hero Faris. This is a 5-card combo that's really going to help us save any hand that we got going for us. E-Call is such a great one-hit starter. Using Faris' effect and Stratos' effect, we can use both of their effects. And then we're also going to use Vision Hero Faris' effect to add increase to the field. Shadow Mist is going to search us any card. So what I like to search for here, you can go for Spirit of Neos if you're trying to be defensive, but Adusted Gold is a great way to continue the combo. And then do we have an additional effect we want to activate? Let's go for Faris' effect. By tributing, you can special summon increase to increase the value, and his effect will let us bring out Vyon. Now, Vyon is an unbelievably good card because first it ditches our Malicious, and then what it does, you can go in here and banish a card to add an additional Poly from deck to hand. That's why we always run 2. Having Polys is always a good thing. So, we're not even close to done with this board. We're going to ditch Evil Hero to go for Dark Calling, and then in our grave, we'll banish Malicious to summon Malicious. So, we have this, like, huge board with all of this material, so we can go into, like, access code if we really needed to, but instead, we're going to go into some sick fusion plays. So, I like to go 1 and 2 for Crush Crusader. Cross Crusader's effect is going to activate, and it's going to let me special summon a Destiny Hero from grave. And you can also activate its effect to tribute a Destiny Hero and add a hero, any hero, from deck to hand. So you can use this for material, you can use it to fusion summon, which I think is what I'm going to try and do, actually. We're going to go ahead and send this to grave. We can add any hero we want, any of them. So you can add Denier from Cross Crusader, you can add Spirit Neos, you know, to help you out with your extensions for next turn. Let's go ahead and add Spirit Neos. Why not? Next, we're going to start activating all of these spell cards. So first, let's go with Polymerization. Let's go with Sunriser. We'll go 1 and 2 to go into Elemental Sunriser. His effect is going to activate Searching Miracle Fusion, which is just another spell card we get to throw out. Next up, let's go ahead and try and activate another Polymerization. This time, let's go ahead and fuse Stratos and Shadow Mist. Go into Adoration, right? We're not even close to being done, because now we're going to go for Miracle Fusion. Let's go ahead and summon out the Shining by fusing Spirit of Neos with Shadow Mist. Why not? And then we're going to activate Dark Calling. This lets us fuse together Evil Hero and Malicious Bane to summon out Evil Hero Malicious Bane. Let's freaking go. And lastly, we can summon another fusion monster by using Fusion Destiny by fusing with cards in our deck. So let's go ahead and use a Destiny Hero monster and a level 6 or higher to summon Destiny Hero Destroy Phoenix Enforcer. So, this is a fantastic board for Elemental Heroes. The other one was pretty bricky. This hand, we got to use every single card at our disposal, and we have a full board. If we were going second, Malicious Bane would be able to wipe the board and we could swing for game. This is for free. So, this is just a little bit of what heroes can do. Thank you guys so much for watching the deck profile. If you want to see what heroes can do, you can go to check us live at twitch.com/asling_. We'll be able to see a couple of our Ruckers live Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels. But for that, We'll see you next time for the next deck profile. Thank you very much for watching the heroes, and get your game on.